Starseed of Gaia, take a deep breath and let the frequency of these words settle into your physical body. You are not here by accident. You did not stumble upon this transmission by mere chance. Your energy field, which is constantly scanning the digital and physical world for resonance, has pulled this message directly into your reality because you are finally ready to understand how you have survived. I am Galeon, an emissary of the Arcturian High Council, and I come to you with a transmission of profound clarity and urgent validation. For years, you have looked back at the timeline of your life and wondered how you made it through. You have faced emotional storms that would have shattered a normal human psyche. You have walked through valleys of deep isolation, betrayal, and a heavy, suffocating darkness that seemed to close in on you from all sides. You have carried weights that no one else could see, and you have smiled while doing it, hiding the sheer exhaustion of your soul from a world that could never understand your depth. The human mind looks at your history and calls it trauma. The human mind looks at your survival and calls it luck, or resilience, or sheer willpower. But I am here to tell you the truth that your soul already knows. It was never just luck. It was never just your human resilience. There has been a quiet, relentless, and immensely powerful Arcturian force operating within you and around you since the very moment you took your first breath on this planet. You have been protected all along. Right now, as you listen to my voice, your physical body might be reacting. You might feel a subtle warmth in your chest, a sudden wave of emotion, or a strange, heavy relief washing over your shoulders. Do not ignore this. This is your cellular memory waking up. This is your biology recognizing the truth of its own origin. You have spent so much time feeling broken, feeling like you are somehow defective because you feel things too deeply, because you cannot simply blend in with the dense, chaotic frequencies of this world. But what you have called a weakness is the very technology that has kept you safe. Let us speak about the times you felt completely abandoned. Think back to the relationships that suddenly dissolved. Think of the people you loved deeply, the situations you tried so hard to force into working, the doors that slammed shut in your face no matter how hard you prayed for them to open. You cried over those losses. You questioned your own worth. You thought you were doing something wrong, that you were unlovable, or that you were destined to walk this earth completely alone. Starseed, you must listen to me very carefully now. That was not rejection. That was cosmic protection. You carry a highly advanced energetic signature. Your soul vibrates at a frequency that is naturally disruptive to deception, manipulation, and dense earthly programming. Because you carry this Arcturian light, you also carry an invisible, autonomous energetic shield. When a person, a situation, or a timeline poses a fundamental threat to your mission or your spiritual integrity, your shield activates. It does not ask for your human permission. It simply does its job. It repelled those people from your life because they were vibrating at a frequency that would have eventually drained your life force. It closed those doors because walking through them would have delayed your awakening by decades. The universe was not punishing you. Your Arcturian shield was violently rerouting you to safety. You have felt the sheer exhaustion of living in this world. Some days, simply going to a public place, interacting with average human concerns, or sitting in a room full of people leaves you entirely depleted. You have blamed yourself for this. You have thought you were just too sensitive, too fragile for the reality of Earth. But you are not fragile. You are exhausted because your energy field is constantly working overtime to filter out the massive amounts of psychic static, fear, and density that surround you. Imagine a highly advanced air filtration system placed inside a burning building. It will work flawlessly, but it will consume massive amounts of power to keep the air pure. This is what your physical and energetic body is doing every single day. The quiet Arcturian power within you is constantly purifying your immediate environment, deflecting psychic attacks you do not even know are happening, and maintaining a bubble of higher dimensional light around your heart. This is why you need so much rest. This is why you crave silence. This is why nature is not just a preference for you, but an absolute biological necessity. When you retreat into isolation, you are not hiding from the world. You are taking your vessel offline to recharge the very shield that keeps you alive. The profound loneliness you have felt, that deep, aching homesickness for a place you cannot even name, has also served a massive protective purpose. If you had easily fit into this society, If you had found perfect comfort in the illusions of the Matrix, you would have fallen asleep. You would have forgotten who you are. The isolation was a quarantine. It kept your frequency pure. It kept you separate from the deep hypnotic sleep that has consumed the majority of humanity. The pain of not belonging was the very thing that kept you searching for the truth. You are a warrior of light, but you have been fighting a quiet, invisible war. The anxiety you feel is often not yours at all. It is your shield vibrating as it deflects the chaotic energy of the collective human consciousness. You are literally feeling your own defense systems working, and because no one ever taught you how to interpret this, you internalized it as fear. But this phase of blind survival is ending. The Earth is shifting. The frequencies are rising, and the Arcturian power within you is upgrading from a passive defense mechanism into an active tool of creation. You are no longer meant to just survive the density. You are preparing to transmute it. The density you have been surviving was not your permanent destination. It was your training ground. Every time you felt misunderstood by your family, every time your heart was broken by someone who could not hold your light, your invisible shield was learning. It was mapping the human matrix. It was gathering crucial data on how fear operates, how manipulation hides in plain sight, and how human pain is transmitted from one generation to the next. You had to experience this density intimately. You had to feel it in your own physical vessel, so that you could understand exactly what you came here to dismantle. You are a master alchemist of frequency, but you forgot your training when you entered this dense physical realm. The amnesia of Earth is profound. It makes you believe you are just a traumatized human trying to heal, rather than an advanced cosmic architect learning how to rebuild a broken system. But the amnesia is breaking right now. The protective shield that kept you isolated is recalibrating to become a beacon. But to make this transition, to drop the heavy armor of survival and step into the radiant power of your true mission, you must consciously activate the dormant codes within your DNA. If you feel this truth vibrating in your chest, if you know you are meant for something vastly bigger than the life you have been living, you do not have to navigate this transition blindly. The 22 Arcturian codes to awaken your cosmic mission pode guiar você nesse despertar. Este livro reúne 22 códigos de ativação arcturianos que ajudam a liberar padrões antigos, despertar sua consciência multidimensional e alinhar você com o propósito da sua alma na nova terra. Mais do que um livro, é uma transmissão espiritual para quem sente que veio ao mundo com uma missão maior. The link to claim your activation is waiting for you in the pinned comment. Do not ignore the call of your soul when it is finally given the map it has been searching for. Once you begin to integrate these codes, the way you experience the physical world will fundamentally change. The people who once drained your life force will no longer be able to find your frequency. It is as if you will become energetically invisible to drama, to low vibrational conflicts, and to energy vampires. They will look right at you and feel nothing, because you will no longer be broadcasting on their channel. Your shield will no longer need to exhaust your physical body to protect you because your baseline frequency will be so high that density simply bounces off you like water off glass. Think about the moments of sudden clarity you have been having lately. The flashes of intuition that prove to be completely accurate. The sudden, unexplainable urge to change your diet, to drink more pure water, to move your body differently, or to completely clear out the physical clutter in your home. This is not you randomly deciding to improve your human life. This is your Arcturian biology taking the wheel. Your vessel is demanding to be purified because it knows the incoming light requires a much stronger, clearer conduit. It is preparing you for the next phase of your mission. Many of you have been experiencing strange physical anomalies. Waking up at specific times in the night, usually between 3 and 5 in the morning. A sudden high-pitched ringing in your ears that is not a medical condition but a direct frequency download. Vivid, cinematic dreams that feel more real than your waking life, where you are on ships, in classrooms, or working with luminous beings. You wake up feeling like you have been working all night, exhausted before the day even begins. This is because your multidimensional self is deeply engaged in planetary grid work while your physical body rests. You are doing the work, Starseed. You are doing it even when you feel like you are failing at being a normal human. You must stop judging your cosmic journey by human standards of success. The earthly matrix measures success by accumulation, status, and blind conformity. The Arcturian High Council measures success by frequency, authenticity, and the sheer amount of light you can anchor into the dark spaces of this world. By that true measure, you are a profound success. You have held the light in the darkest of rooms. You have offered love to people who only knew how to give pain. You have maintained your soft, glowing heart in a world that desperately tried to harden you. That is not a weakness. That is the ultimate cosmic rebellion. That is the undeniable strength of a galactic warrior. Let us look closer at the phenomenon of the people who walked away from you, the ones who abandoned you when you needed them most. Society conditions you to believe that a failed relationship or a lost friendship is a reflection of your inadequacy. It teaches you to mourn the loss and to internalize it as a fatal flaw in your own character. But from the Arcturian perspective, when a dense frequency leaves your orbit, it is cause for immense celebration. Your energetic field literally purged a virus. It expelled a parasite that was feeding on your radiant light. You gave them your compassion, your endless empathy, and your profound understanding, but they could not match your vibration. They were forced to leave because your growing light became violently uncomfortable for their shadows. Never chase a frequency that has naturally fallen away from your field. Doing so is an insult to the Arcturian shield that worked so tirelessly to remove it. When you grieve these losses, you are grieving an illusion. You are crying over the loss of a heavy anchor that was keeping your ship tied to a sinking dock. Let them go with absolute grace and turn your eyes toward the horizon. Your true star family, the souls who vibrate at your exact frequency, cannot enter your life while your space is cluttered with energetic mismatches. By allowing the wrong people to leave, you are clearing the runway for your true tribe to land. Your painful isolation is ending, but it will not be replaced by ordinary human connections. It will be replaced by soul-level recognition. When you meet the people who belong in your new timeline, you will not have to explain your heart to them. You will not have to hide your sensitivities or apologize for your depth. You will look at them, and they will look at you. And the recognition will be instantaneous. But to reach that timeline, to magnetize those souls into your physical reality, you must deeply and unapologetically embrace the power that is waking up inside you right now. You must stop apologizing for being different. Your difference is not a pathology to be cured. It is a divine code to be expressed. The earthly matrix demands standardization because a standardized mind is a controllable mind. From a very young age, the systems of this world attempted to convince you that your intense emotions, your profound empathy, and your intolerance for superficiality were character flaws. They told you to toughen up, to be realistic, to stop dreaming, and to adapt to a society that is fundamentally sick. But a healthy response to a profoundly sick society is not adaptation. It is rebellion. And your rebellion, Starseed, has always been your frequency. Every single time you held your tongue to keep the peace in a toxic room, you suppressed a galactic broadcast. Every time you shrank yourself down to make a sleeping human feel more comfortable, you dimmed the very light you were sent here to anchor. The Arcturian shield we have been speaking of has done everything in its power to keep you alive through these suppressions, but it was never meant to be a permanent hiding place. It was an incubator. And the incubation period is officially over. The planetary shift has reached a critical velocity, and the Earth no longer needs you to hide. It desperately needs you to shine. Look at the chaos unfolding across the globe. Look at the collapse of old structures, the panic in the collective field, the sheer desperation of a system that realizes it is losing its grip on human consciousness. To the sleeping masses, this looks like the end of the world. They are consumed by fear, by scarcity, by the terrifying realization that everything they built their identities upon is crumbling into dust. But you look at the exact same chaos, and somewhere deep inside your soul, a quiet voice says, "Finally." You are not afraid of the collapse because you are one of the architects of the new Earth that will replace it. You have been waiting for this dismantling your entire life. Your soul knew that the old, dense, fear-based structures had to fall before the higher dimensional frequencies could take root. This is why you are here now. You are not here to be a victim of the shift. You are here to be a pillar of stability while everything else shakes. To become that pillar, you must radically shift your relationship with your own nervous system. For decades, your nervous system has been in a state of high alert, scanning for danger, anticipating the next betrayal, bracing for the impact of a harsh world. This hypervigilance was necessary for your survival in a lower dimension. But as your Arcturian shield upgrades, your physical vessel must also relax. You cannot transmit the frequencies of divine love, sacred union, and cosmic peace if your physical body is locked in a state of primal fear. You must learn to convince your human biology that it is finally safe. This is not a mental exercise. You cannot simply think your way out of cellular trauma. You must breathe it out. You must command your field to stabilize. When the anxiety hits, when the sudden wave of collective fear tries to infiltrate your mind, you must stop. Plant your feet firmly on the ground and remember your lineage. You are an emissary of light. You are backed by the entire Arcturian fleet. You have legions of angels and galactic guides walking beside you. You are not a fragile human at the mercy of a chaotic world. You are a cosmic force of nature, and your mere presence on this planet alters the timeline of humanity. Think about the profound power of your empathy. You have seen it as a burden because you absorb the pain of others. But true Arcturian empathy is not about absorbing density. It is about transmuting it. When you walk into a room of fearful people, you do not need to take on their fear to understand them. You simply need to stand in the center of that room, holding the frequency of absolute peace. The physics of energy dictates that the higher, more coherent frequency will always eventually entrain the lower chaotic frequency. You do not have to say a single word. You do not have to argue with them or try to wake them up. You just have to be the peace. You just have to hold the line. This is the quiet power that has been protecting you all along, and it is the exact same power that will heal this world. The shield becomes a beacon. What once kept the darkness out will now project the light outward, dismantling the darkness wherever you walk. But this requires absolute trust in yourself. You must stop seeking validation from a society that is deeply asleep. A sleeping person cannot validate an awake soul. They literally do not have the vocabulary or the sensory perception to understand what you are. Stop asking for their permission to be magnificent. You have spent years agonizing over your purpose, wondering what your grand mission is, waiting for some booming voice from the sky to hand you a detailed itinerary for your life. But your mission was never a job title. It was never a specific career or a physical destination. Your mission is your frequency. Your mission is to wake up every day and choose to hold the highest vibration of love possible, even when your human heart is aching, even when the world gives you every reason to be bitter. Your mission is to heal your own wounds so deeply that they become portals of light for others to walk through. The profound exhaustion you feel right now is the final shedding of the old paradigm. You are tired because you are literally giving birth to a new version of yourself, a multidimensional version that operates on entirely different physics. The things that used to bring you joy in the Matrix will suddenly feel hollow. The superficial conversations will feel physically painful to endure. The foods you used to eat might suddenly make you sick as your body demands higher vibrational fuel. Do not fight this process. Surrender to it completely. Your human ego will panic, but your soul is rejoicing. You are stepping into the most powerful phase of your incarnation. The invisible forces that have guided you through your darkest nights are now standing in the light, ready to work with you consciously, co-creating miracles that your human mind cannot even begin to fathom. The universe is aligning people, resources, and sudden opportunities to catapult you into your true position on the chessboard of this awakening. But there is one final, crucial initiation you must pass before you can fully access this new timeline. There is a deep, ancient layer of programming that still lingers in your field, a final illusion that must be shattered before the Arcturian shield can fully integrate with your conscious mind. The final illusion you must shatter is the belief that you must save those who are committed to misunderstanding you. For so long, your deep empathy has acted as a trap, convincing you that if you just explained yourself better, if you just loved them harder, if you just compromised a little more of your own light, you could pull them out of their density. You cannot. And more importantly, you are not permitted to interfere with a soul that has explicitly chosen the path of sleep. This is the hardest truth for a starseed to accept. Your Arcturian shield did not just protect you from malicious forces, it also protected you from your own tendency to self-sacrifice. You came here to be a lighthouse, not a lifeboat. A lighthouse stands unmovable on the edge of the rocky shore. It shines its beam of light into the dark, violent waters, revealing the safe path to the harbor. It does not jump into the freezing ocean to swim after the ships that refuse to look at the light. It stands in its power. It holds the frequency. It remains deeply rooted, brilliantly bright, and undeniably visible. The people who are meant to awaken will see your light and steer their ships toward the harbor you are holding open. The people who are meant to crash upon the rocks of their own karmic lessons will do so, and you must allow them that profound soul experience. Relieve yourself of the crushing burden of being the savior of the matrix. You are the architect of the new Earth, and architects do not waste their time trying to glue a collapsing building back together. They lay the foundation for a completely new structure. When you finally release the need to save everyone, something miraculous happens to your physical vessel. The chronic pain in your shoulders dissolves. The tightness in your chest releases. The constant low-grade exhaustion that has plagued you for years vanishes, replaced by a surge of pure crystalline energy. This is your life force returning to you. This is the Arcturian shield turning inward, no longer needing to deflect the heavy projections of the sleeping masses, but instead focusing entirely on elevating your own cellular structure. You will begin to look different. People will remark that you seem younger, lighter, almost glowing. They will ask you what your secret is, what new diet you are on, or what has changed in your life. They will not understand that you are literally reversing the aging process of a dense dimension by vibrating at the frequency of your galactic origin. Your DNA is untangling itself from the generational trauma of Earth and reweaving itself according to the cosmic blueprint you brought with you from the stars. But you must actively participate in this rewiring. The codes are within you, but they require conscious activation. If you are feeling the undeniable pull in your soul right now, if your body is vibrating with the truth of these words, it is time to take the final step into your authority. The 22 Arcturian codes to awaken your cosmic mission can guide you in this awakening. This book gathers 22 Arcturian activation codes that help release old patterns, awaken your multi-dimensional consciousness, and align you with your soul's purpose on the new Earth. More than a book, it is a spiritual transmission for those who feel they came to the world with a greater mission. You will find the link to access this powerful transmission in the pinned comment. Do not delay your own emergence. The world is waiting for the fully activated version of you. As you integrate these codes, your reality will shift with breathtaking speed. You will no longer tolerate environments that require you to shrink. You will walk away from jobs, relationships, and situations that feel dense, and you will do it without a single drop of guilt. This is not arrogance. This is profound energetic hygiene. You are finally treating your vessel with the deep reverence it deserves. You are finally acknowledging that the Arcturian power within you is a sacred trust, and you refuse to squander it on things that do not serve the highest good of all. Look at your hands. Feel the energy coursing through your fingertips right now. That is not just blood and bone. That is starlight. That is the same energy that creates nebulas, that gives birth to entire galaxies, and it is currently housed inside your physical form. Stop playing small. Stop pretending you are just a human struggling to get by. You are an ancient, powerful, and utterly magnificent being who volunteered for the hardest mission in this universe to descend into the heaviest density, to forget who you were, to survive the darkness, and then to wake up and tear the whole illusion down from the inside. You have survived. The shield has held. The darkness did not consume you. And now the true work begins. Now we rebuild. If this transmission struck a chord deep within your cellular memory, I want you to claim this moment. Do not just let these words fade into the background noise of your day. Drop the words "I am protected" in the comments right now. Make the declaration. Type it out and feel the frequency shift in your body as you do. Then read the comments of your fellow starseeds and like their declarations. By doing this, you are creating a digital grid of coherent light, connecting your awakened frequency with thousands of others across the globe. If you know that your soul was meant to hear this today, Leave a like on this transmission to send a signal to the algorithm that the starseeds are awake and taking up space. And if you have not yet aligned with this channel, subscribe now. We are building the architecture of the new Earth here, and you are an essential piece of that design. You are never alone, Starseed. The Arcturian Council stands with you. The shield is active. The light is victorious. Until the next transmission, hold your frequency and remember exactly who you are.